Okay. You guys took a survey, right? And it looks like what you see on the screen up there. The first one said, circle the prime numbers below. Who would like to come and volunteer the answer that they gave? Okay. You guys pay attention to what the person puts up there and look at your sheet and make comparisons and see if you got the same thing, something different, maybe if you agree, if you disagree. Allie, why don't you go and circle the numbers that you chose as prime numbers? Okay, in case you can't see it that well, it says circle the prime numbers below, and Allie circled 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. Now you don't need to change your answers on your sheet. I want you guys to talk to each other, say whether you agree, whether you disagree, maybe tell me why you think it's true or it's not true. You guys tell me what you think. I'm not wrong. I disagree. You disagree? What do you think?
I think 8 should be circled too.
You think 8 should be circled too?
No.
What about 9? I think 1 shouldn't be circled.
You think 1 shouldn't be circled?
It shouldn't.
Okay. So somebody thinks 8 should be circled for a prime number and 1 should not? Yeah, you can disagree on what somebody else. What do you think?
I think that 8 shouldn't be because 10 can
Okay, so you think 8 should not be circled because we were looking for what kind of numbers? We were looking for prime numbers. And 8, you said, what can you multiply to get 8?
Can we change our answers?
You can multiply 2 times 4 to get 8, okay?
Oh, well, I circled 9.
You circled 9.
At first, then I thought about 3 times 3 is 9.
Okay, so you circled it at first, but then you thought 3 times 3 is 9. So then that changed your mind. What kinds of things were you using when you were asking yourself, is this a prime number or is this not a prime number? What were some things you were asking yourself?
If you can times it by itself.
If you could times it by itself, okay? Itself and what? Another number, okay? Matthew?
If 2 can go into it, or 3.
If 2 can go into it, if 3 can go into it. Okay, and what made your final decision to say, okay, this is a prime number or this is not a prime number? What made your final decision? Allie?
At times, like, to see how many.
Look at him. Hold on 1 second, please.
Like, at times it with other numbers to see if I could get more.
Okay, he times it with other numbers to see if you could get more. For the number 2, how do we get 2?
1 times 2.
1 times 2, so that's 1 and 2, that number, right? Okay, for 3, how do we get 3?
1 times 3.
1 times 3, which is that number. What are some ways to get 4?
2 times 2.
2 times 2 and
1 times 4.
1 times 4. So it's more than just 1 and itself, right? So that would mean it is not circled. What about 5?
1 times 5.
1 times 5. So what do you notice about the ones we have circled?
But they're fine.
They're prime because they're multiplied by 1 and itself. That's right. So did we make a final decision on 8? Is it prime or is it
Composite.
it's composite? What's a composite number?
They have more than 2 factors.
More than 2 factors. Awesome. You guys are awesome. What about the number 1?
It's neither.
Neither? Okay. Neither prime nor composite. So technically we should not have a circle around that. It's kind of a neutral number, right? Neither prime nor composite. Okay, so for these it says, which is the correct prime factorization? Okay? Prime factorization, which is correct? And it said the prime factorization of 100. So your job was to figure out what?
What is the correct?
The correct ones. Which ones work out to give you 100?
All of them.
You think all of them? What do you guys think?
No. I think it's only C.
You think only C?
What the hell?
Why do you think only C?
Because it's the only one with only prime
Wait,
numbers.
The only one with only prime numbers in it?
It's not it. It's not it.
You think it's not it?
Equals 100.
What's 2 times 2?
4.
What's 5 times 5?
25.
And so 4 times 25 is
100.
100. Okay?
That's all of them.
Now, 4 times 25 is also 100.
100.
2 times 2 is
4.
4 times 25 is
100.
100. 10 times 10 is
100.
100 times 1 is
100.
100. 1
All
times 2,
2.
2 times 5,
10.
and 10 times 10 is
100.
okay.
At first.
2 times 5,
10.
10 times 10,
100.
100. So when you multiply them out, they all give you 100.
Oh.
Some of you said all. Matthew said he thinks it's just C.
I think this thing.
Talk to each other. Tell me what you think.
At first, I didn't think C, D, or F was it. But then I see that was wrong.
What do y'all think?
At first I thought C, D, and F was wrong until I really realized I was really.
Okay, so you thought C, D, and F were wrong until you actually worked them out. Okay?
No, I circled all of them and then
Okay. You circled all of them except for A. Why did you take A away?
about quarter. Oh, I don't know.
A is 4 times 25. Why did you take that away?
Because it's not a prime number.
It's not a prime number.
But the other one's not prime, but
The other ones aren't prime either, so you don't know. So Matthew says it's just C, because he said these are the only ones that have prime numbers. Is 2 a prime number?
Yes.
Is 5 a prime number?
Yes.
Okay. What about this one? 2
No.
and 5 are? What about 10?
No.
10's not a prime number. 1, 2, 5, and 10.
No.
1 and 10. 2 and 25. So that's something to think about. They all do equal 100, right? We did prove that, right? That when you multiply them all out, they give you 100. But it's asking about the prime factorization, so that's something to think about. I'm not going to tell you what's right or what's wrong right now. I want you to have to think about it a little bit longer, okay?
No.